the philosophy of New Thought, I like the word philosophy more than I do religion, is that it is an all-inclusive opportunity for people of every faith to come and to explore at the level of their willingness, and that there's no condemnation. We understand, like I believe, John, you're the one that said many paths to God.
It's getting to a more intimate level of acknowledging your consciousness, acknowledging your belief system. And as long as your path is causing you to be more loving, more kind, more generous, more compassionate, it will always, always be accepted. And so all people, regardless of their belief system, and we often say many paths, one God, and we think, oh, that means Buddhist or Christian or Jewish. No, it means John's path and David's path and Dolores' path, because your understanding of God is a valuable piece of a magnificent puzzle that isn't necessarily defined by Christianity, but is defined by the intimate connection that you have with that presence.
I've had friends who are atheists, and they said, would I be welcome there? I said, sure. I said, and to tell you the truth, the God you don't believe in, I don't believe in either. And that kind of confuses them a little bit, because the thing is, none of us really knows the allness of God. We have ideas, and sometimes there's violence in the name of God. And I remember one great teacher of mine who said, none of you prays to God. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. He said, no, you don't. You pray to your thought of God. And as we sometimes say, really, we want to pray from a consciousness of God rather than to God. But nonetheless, this conflicts that appear in the world over my God versus your God, it's a thought of God. And what we're always trying to do is get a bigger thought of God that is all-inclusive. And sometimes people are concerned about who gets into heaven. I say, they all get into heaven. Even the atheists? Yeah, even the atheists get into heaven too. Because really, heaven is a state of mind and hell is a state of mind.
Everyone will not find the same path, and it's okay, but our doors are open to everyone. And we do, as an independent New Thought Center, have a conglomeration of different religious titles that people came from and backgrounds. Myself, I came from a Baptist church. My family was steeped in the Baptist church. Deacons, trustees, my grandmother, superintendent of the Sunday school, the whole 9 yards. But the minute I walked into the Hillside for the very first time, something registered within my soul that said, this is the place for me. And I've been there ever since.
I've personally sent people to all of your centers who didn't resonate with what we were doing. And I said, but okay, well, what do you like? You might want to go spend some time with David, in David's view of God, and John's and Dolores' view of God. And 9 times out of 10, I'll get a call back and said, thank you. Thank you for sending me there, because I found the place that resonated with my soul. Right. And that's a very non-threatening place to be, rather than, I have the corner, we have to convert you to believe the way we believe. New Thought says, let's all work together and bond together to support each other and create the unity that we talk about.
I was on a spiritual retreat that was multi-faith, and my roommate was a rabbi, Jewish rabbi, and he had never heard of unity or New Thought. So he was a learned man, and I was trying to explain it to him, and then I was feeling like I was maybe a little embarrassed. We're a little bit of this. We borrow from the East here, and it's sort of Christian, and it's sort of this, and it's sort of that, and I was sort of feeling not adequate. And he just broke in a big smile, and he said, this is wonderful. This is the way it all ought to be. And by the way, he was into holistic health and yoga and various things. In addition to being a rabbi, he was a yoga instructor. I mean, how wonderful that others are embracing that it doesn't all have to fit in a nicely tied up box with a ribbon on top.
At the end of Sundays, inevitably, there's people that go, who are here for the first time, they go, that was very interesting. This is a big word, interesting. And then what follows after that sentence is very telling, but I love that because it tells me that they were listening.
Yes.
And there's I'll use the word conflict. There's like an internal conflict with an old paradigm, like something, the shutters have been opened or the threshold has been crossed over, and it's making them think, and whether they remain here to think it out or it still has cracked open something new that gives people a different consideration of a way to be.
You've planted the seed
Yeah.
of a new thought, a new idea, and it's not going to be comfortable always.
Right.
But boy, they're leaving our centers going, I need to think more about that. Then we've done our job.
And we always say too, it's, don't confuse the terminology of new thought as something that we've all just made up. That it's ancient wisdom that is being brought to light in a way where we're showcasing and offering people the idea that they as the individual have the power to have a new thought within themselves.
It's very interesting. Breathe and meditate and have an altered state of consciousness. There's some studies today that say just as we have a minimum daily requirement of fruits and vegetables and vitamins and sunshine, that we have a minimum daily requirement of a meditative experience. Wow. Science is beginning to confirm what New Thought has known for ages.
Yeah.